Hey there everyone, we're going to be going back to the tower event for floor number 19. This is going to be the glacial floor, or the ice floor. So we're going to be using two teams this time, and we're going to be doing it with Warrior of Light. He's got full evasion and status immunity. He's going to be tanking the first and the third boss. Charlotte is going to be tanking the first and third boss as well, but she's got a lot of spirit, and you want, for their magical tank, you want a combined 300% to ice and wind resist. So I've got 200 ice and 100 wind, and that gives me the stats I need. Elephant is going to be a buffer, breaker, healer, etc. You know, the usual stuff. She's got immunity. Oh, you need immunity to paralyze and petrify as well. Zandy is going to be a chainer. He's a free unit we were given, but he changed with Dark Fina, so he's coming along for the ride. He won't be contributing a whole lot of damage, but he will be building the chain. Then CG Dark Fina is going to be the actual chainer. She can chain fire for the final fight, and she's got immunity to, you know, disease or paralyze and petrify. Now the second team we're taking is going to be this team to handle the second boss. Wilhelm for passive provoke. He's got, passive provoke. Fina is going to be the healer. I didn't finish gearing her because, sorry about that. I didn't finish gearing Fina because we don't really need it. She's just here for healing one fight. Nicole is going to be the resist buffer and stats. He gives ice resist for the team. Oh, this team needs 150% ice resist. But Nicole gives 50% or 100% with his enhanced buff. So 50% from gear is enough. Oren's going to be the breaker. He's going to, break. And then Bart's is going to be the chainer. He can chain fire, and he's got a fire weapon, status immunity, etc. And that's going to be our team. So the first team is going to be killing the first boss. This is going to be like a stone tiger or something. I don't know. But he's pretty easy. The only damage he does is single target physical, which we're going to taunt and evade, and then some magical AoE damage, which we're going to cover with Charlotte. Cover. And then we're going to break the boss with Elephant, and then CG Fina is going to chain. We're going to chain Dark on this guy. He's not weak to fire, this first one, so there's no point in going to fire. And Zandy actually can't chain fire, you can only chain Dark. So let's go. Now I think this chain's going to break this first chain. Yeah, it will, because Zandy and Fina's cooldowns have different recast skills. But now that they're both unlocked 4 times cast, starting next turn, they'll be chaining together quite a bit. Okay. Now we're going to chain times 4. Dark. Zandy will quad cast Dark. We're going to use his cheap one. His other one deals more damage, but again, Zandy's not here for the damage. He's here for the only the chain building. And we're going to go ahead and break the boss before we do that. There we go. And let's do the chain. So this should kill this boss, and oh, I always forget to do this. Oh, it's fine. I should have put a limit fill buff up before doing that with Charlotte, but whatever. Alright, so there we go. So we should have this guy dead next turn. Warrior of Light, I don't think anyone took any damage. Or if they did, not much. We'll just heal anyway. I love Warrior of Light because he basically has infinite mana. He's got like 20% natural mana regen or something with his TMR equipped. It's ridiculous. Like, he never runs out of mana. Which is unusual because most tanks do, like Seacard and Wilhelm. So we're going to go ahead and finish this guy off. Yeah, we'll just finish him off. And we'll do a little bit of mana refill with Charlotte. Alright, so this first boss, as you see, is relatively easy. Okay, now we're bringing the second team after we swap fights. Now the reason we're doing 2 teams, even though this team could kill this boss very, very easily, I want to go into the next fight and let this team get sacrificed. well, not this one. I want to let my alternate team get sacrificed to the ambush. So we're going to kill this boss with this guy. So we're going to guard Wilhelm. We're going to break. Bartz is going to start the power-up process. Nicole is going to give us ice resist and mitigation. And Fina will just do stats and mana regen. Alright. Bartz will go to level 2. Arn will chain for some crystals. Actually, this probably won't even hurt the boss because he's... Oh, he is... There we go. Let's see. We'll just keep resist up and mana regen. Alright. I want to try to fill Arn's limit gauge. Oh, I should have Shining Cheer with Fina to fill his limit gauge. And there's draining on Wilhelm's mana. Wilhelm's got passive provoke. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the overview. And this boss does buff himself like every turn, and you could dispel it and re-break him, dispel it and re-break it. But because he buffs himself so often, I don't think it's worth it. So we're just gonna guard him. Fina's gonna Shining Cheer twice, because I want to fill Oran's limit gauge. Oh, not quite. See if we can do the rest of it with Nicole. I always forget which of Nicole's buffs fill the gauge. That was it. Excellent. So we're going to break with Arn. And we're going to do power up level 3 with Bartz. Okay. Yeah, as you say, the AoE damage is all ice elements. So as long as the team is immune to ice with 150% combined resist, or total resist, after the Imperil, you don't need cover at all, just single target. And Wilhelm can just guard and take it all. Alright, Bartz is going to do that, and he's going to chain for the better Imperil. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and entrust over to Arn, so he can Limit Burst again. So I can chain with him for the rest of the turns when Bartz is ready to actually damage. So we'll do this and this. Alright, so we're going to kill this guy over the next 2 turns with Bartz. Alright, so this boss has Threshold. What do they do? Oh, it's ice damage, Pierce. Alright. Drain Wilhelm some more, but he's got mitigations and he's guarding. All his mana's gone, but doesn't matter because he's passively provoking. Wow, painful. Alright, Arn, it's time to chain with Bartz. And this unlocks the Bartz's good attack for next turn. You just guard. Fina will heal and re-raise on Arn. Nicole will just repeat. Can't repeat apparently. So we'll just do good mitigation and more ice resist. I actually tried this a little bit ago, and I forgot about ice resist. Like I cast it on turn 1, then I forgot to refresh it, and when it wore off, like the dude did an ice nuke, and the whole team died. That was funny. But yeah, but as long as you have ice resist, you're good. Alright, now Arn's going to swap the chaining only fire, and because Bartz is wearing a fire weapon, so we're going to chain with Bartz with his super attack, and I'm pretty sure this is a GG win. Yep. Alright, so now we're going to go to the Glacial fight, and for those of you that have done the original Glacial Prowl, it's pretty much the same thing, it's very similar. When we go in, they're going to ambush us and wreck our world, which is why we're using a throwaway team. Alright, here we go. Ambush, we don't have cover, mitigation, nothing, no buffs. Yeah. Goodbye. As you see, they hit pretty hard. Now we got the real team ready to go. Alright, ambush handled. So we're going to cover with her. We're going to provoke with Warrior of Light. Elephant is going to break their magic. And Zandy and Fina are going to use their cooldowns. Now we're only going to single cast these cooldowns. Am I using the right spell on Fina? Yeah. Because I don't want to hit the bosses yet. If you hit these bosses, you can only hit them every other turn. And I'll explain as we go. But basically, if I would have hit them, they would have given themselves mitigation this turn, and I don't want that. So I wanted to wait until my cooldown was ready. Alright. Now we're gonna also their spirit wasn't broken yet. Now we're gonna spirit break with Elephant. We're going to magical mitigate with Charlotte. Zandy is going to ×4 cast. Now Zandy can't chain fire, unfortunately, so he'll just stick with dark. That fire attack is actually not a chain; it's a single hit. But Fina can chain dark. Now we're going to mismatch elements, but it is still the same frame. So it's still going to chain, it just won't element chain, but because they're weak to fire anyway, it's gonna destroy them. Alright. Oh, laggy. Too many targets on the field. And Fina's stacks weren't built up yet. You know, obviously her chain gets more powerful the longer the fight goes on. Okay. Excellent. That was pretty nice. So let's go ahead and, I guess, heal up Charlotte. And we pushed the threshold, which is why that happened, but that's fine, I don't really care. Okay. Now we're going to chain again. Now, just FYI, this is going to... let me guard Charlotte. Yeah, let me guard Charlotte and provoke Warrior of Light. I'll explain more in a moment. Let me do this first. Alright. We're going to chain, and this is going to trigger the boss. Because this is the second time he's taken damage, it's going to, like, refreeze the ice, or whatever it's called. And, he's going to heal and go immune to damage for a turn. But it's gonna be all right. I'll explain when we get there. And he's gonna buff the team with like magic and all that. Unless we just kill the guy. Really? Wow, that was pretty close. All right, here we go. All right, as you see, they buffed themselves and got mitigation, so we can't hurt them right now. Okay. So we need to not hit them for a turn, so they, what's it called? So that mitigation wears off. So if we keep attacking them, they'll just keep rebuffing that mitigation every single turn. So I'm gonna go ahead and guard Charlotte again, because they currently have a buff, and I don't have an AoE dispel on this team. So we're gonna guard Charlotte. I don't want to lose stacks, so I'm gonna just do something like, oh, I'm on Ramu. I do have Dispel. Look at that. I've got Dispel. Alright. Actually, the big one doesn't even hurt. The little one's hurt. So let me Dispel this little one. Fina will just She have a cooldown or something she can use. I don't want to hit the boss, but I can't guard or I'll lose my stacks. I don't know Fina's skill. Let me look up Fina's skills real quick. This 24 MP skill, yeah, whatever. It applies a status, but it's not an attack, so it's fine. All right, Warrior of Light. We're gonna do a barrier, and Elephant will break. Okay, it's gonna be fine. I'm 99.9% sure there's gonna be like minimal damage, but I just want to be safe. All right, so we didn't deal any damage, so they're not gonna put out mitigation again this turn. And that reset the boss status to 0, so we can attack again. But obviously, we're gonna finish off the fight right here. All right, let's go ahead and break their defense and spirit. We should have quadcast still. We do. Quadcast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Zandy. Let's go ahead and quadcast. Zandy is like the best free unit ever. He really is. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know I was saying before he wasn't like that special, but he really is. He really is. Alright, Zandy. Let's go. Let's just completely crash the game with lag. So many targets on AoE. Jeez. Alright, come on. Get him! Get him! Zandy and Fina, best duo ever. The villains. Alright, so we win the Glacial Trial. There we go. That wasn't too bad. People were saying this is like super hard, and I want to disclaimer that I realized this would be ridiculously hard if I didn't have Dark Fina. Dark Fina is so good for that fight. But with Dark Fina, it ain't that bad. More Super TMR tickets. Love getting that. Alright, so next up is floor number 20, which is going to be a upgraded version of the Ultros and Typhon trial, which is kind of cool because that's actually coming to global really soon. Anyway, let me prepare the team and read up on it, and I'll get back to y'all guys soon.